face of Formula Sundays. We've changed the stream title maybe, so we're not playing Rocket League anymore. It is Formula Sundays final race, Austria. Spielberg, to be precise, and we are even having a decent grid. Oh well, we always have decent grids, obviously. But a decent size, 15 people in the Challenger tier, with maybe 2 to join after this one. And well, new faces all across the places, with Comico making his return, as he has missed out a couple of times. And of course, entirely new Rakes and Yap. Okay. I'm rooting for the Ginge. Yeah. Okay. So, King COVID pace. Oh fuck! I hate when that happens. Is the first driver to leave the pits. Why is he King COVID pace? Because he has COVID. And he has just suffered defeat in the Rocket Sundays Grand Finals. Came so close to win it, but then after 2 overtimes in games 6 and 7, Car Voltages, who we're gonna see later on in the Elite tier with Arch, probably, took it home. Yeah. For now, we just hope to see him do well over here. As he's gonna have the first timed lap. Wait, let's actually start getting some data up on the screen. Plop. Details. Let's go with the fitted tires. And plop. And then we will jump on board with him for the first hot lap. And yeah, it's Austria. Austria, of course, quick-paced track, high speed, quick corners. That is definitely a corner cut. Onwards to his teammate, Clay, or Philly Clay Massa, in this case, who gets the room he needs by his teammate, and coming through the big chicane, turn 3, I think, officially. I see the stream freezing every now and then. That is not good. If that continues... Okay, it does continue. Okay, I think we're gonna have stuff. This and... How about now? Okay. Missed a bit of Clay's lap, but he's gonna be there for the first time, unless he cuts the corner here, doesn't run wide, and a 1:05 is somewhat decent at least. Can't remember what you do in the F1 2020 game over here, but apparently 1:4 is pretty well possible. As Rakes just demonstrated that beautifully, going an entire second quicker. I have no clue why the stream is lagging, to be honest. Really no clue. But it seems to be better. It's not better for long. It's a bit of a yikes for sure. That usually doesn't happen. Ginge now went P2 with a 104.8. Maybe the stream is just lagging for me as well. Would have to take another look. But yeah. 104.25 for Comico. Just narrowly behind Rakes. I will have a look if there's anything here. But for me it says it's looking fine. Somewhat my preview is lagging a bit. I sometimes accidentally record and stream at the same time. Maybe you... No, I'm not recording. Nah. it is off. To be honest, like, my preview looks okay. It doesn't show me that I'm dropping frames. Maybe it's just that my PC can't handle the stream open because of the chat, obviously, on the second screen, and that stream just lags because, well, it's my PC. I don't know why Shift opens the Steam overlay, by the way. It's lagging quite a bit. Okay, that is a yikes then. Because for me, it's like, it's looking fine. It doesn't report that it's lagging, that it's missing frames or anything. So, I don't know, obviously it's just 30 FPS because my PC is still shit. But, better than nothing usually, and, well, I've not had problems streaming F1 in a while. Don't know if that's because of the Grand Finals game early on. But apart from that, there shouldn't be anything different than the usual stuff. Seems better now. Okay, that is good to hear. I don't know what I did change, but yeah. With Yapsinio we are. He did a... yeah. He did a decent performance in the last two occurrences in Formula Sundays. Well, and there's the corner cut, and that is not gonna be a timed lap. It's... well, it looked like he was gonna go directly into the pits again, but he's gonna see his time here. 105, not even that quick, so we will head over to... okay, we will not stay with Gimp. Percy. Yeah, Percy coming through the last turn, sorry, I'm distracted a little bit. There's much real life stuff going on at the moment, so might be more silent than usual in some time periods. I mean, of course, watching all these guys drive, they have more chances to complete hot laps here. The lap is only a minute long. You can pretty much go for 5 stints if you want. Well, you can't really go for 5 stints then. But I think you could try if you really want to, but I don't even know that if you have enough tires for that. There they are again. Okay, then it might be my smartphone, to be honest. So I'll just throw that in. No, I won't throw that away. But I will turn it off. And hope that it's not reoccurring. At the Survivor left the session, of course, running a little bit late. He announced that in the Discord, might be joining for the race. That would be fun to see, another driver on the grid. Maybe he can even join midway through qualifying, but I'm not entirely sure of that. Gimp is now coming through. Probably gonna finish his first hot lap attempt. 105.5. Decent. Somewhere in the middle. Crew absolutely smashing the best time. The Challenger Tier champion pretty much safely, I think. With the first time below the 104s. And he's certainly going to be a contender for Elite in the next season. Anyways, let's head towards Percy, who's going very slow. This might be an out lap. Or at least an abandoned lap. Has no ERS on as well, so he's probably gonna go for another qualifying lap. In the very next upcoming lap, or he's just gonna go and do the pits. Well, someone understand these drivers. Comico Ran wide on the last turn, so that lap is already invalid. Goldfish? I feel like these tire numbers are a little bit scuffed because there's no way that cruise tires are 0 laps old. A little bit of a lockup here for Goldfish. Battling his car through the last few turns. I think... Is anyone using remote controls? We have a keyboard driver. Coincidentally named keyboard driver. Remote control would be hilarious, to be honest. Just like go full Mario Kart, flip over the curb, make some kind of a trick, jump out of your F1 car, and then throw bananas at people. Wanna see that. But yeah. For now, we stay casual. I think there's like a somewhat evenly split balance between pad and steering wheel drivers. Yepsinho still on his first attempt, or at least on his first timed attempt. Pad is running very, very wide, probably holding him off for a bit there. There's contact as well. Next up, Guitar Hero controller. I don't really know how you would do the steering, but to be honest, I don't really know how you would do the steering on keyboard anyways. So might as well go for the Guitar Hero. And yep, currently P8. Does not seem to have the best pace around here, but I think that little coming together with Badders there might have cost him a good half of a second. Can exit way quicker down there. If you have the opportunity, obviously. Ball lap is definitely not on a quick lap, so we will jump to one of our newcomers instead, who's just finishing his next hot lap attempt. Getting closer to that 104 mark, but is still a tiny bit off. And will remain in P2 for now. Obviously 6 minutes on the clock. It's gonna have more than enough time to get another attempt in. And let's see, we're going pace? I think we're going pace. Pace in P13 currently. We know that he can do a bit better. Should be somewhere around the pace of his teammate. So I think a low 105 is definitely possible for him if he gets the perfect lap. But as said, he's suffering due to the COVID. So that is... Well, ending your suffering quickly, apparently. Sometimes you just wanna go. Basically doing the Haas. Let's see. Clay is not flying out like the other Haas did then afterwards. Oh my god, Austria was like spicy racing. That was so funny. First race where just like 9 drivers retired or something. Absolutely juicy. Well, Clay is gonna come over the line. And is he gonna is that a good time? Yeah, he is. Half a second quicker. Up to P7, almost catching keyboard driver there. And looking decent. Speaking of keyboard driver, he's gonna finish his next timed lap and runs wide in that very last turn. That would have been perfectly legal in real F1, by the way, but that was just a little bit too wide for the strict corner cutting. And well, who is on timed laps as well? I think we might just stay... No, we are not staying with keyboard driver. He's a little bit too slow here. Percy is on an invalid lap. Let's look at Matty. Matty, by the way, not the OG Matty from season 1 and 2. It is another Matty. And well, he's usually been quite quick as well, I think. Had the chances for some race wins, didn't take the opportunity in turn 1 in Suzuka. and had to stay behind a perfectly driven race by Pace, I think. No, not by Pace, by Percy? Was it a McLaren? I feel like it was a McLaren. So yeah, he's certainly gonna be going for another victory in the near future, as we head over to Goldfish in the softs. I think he might have just started his next hot lap attempt. And well, time is slowly but steadily running out for the drivers, so kinda have to get their times on board here. Well. It's looking quite alright so far. I think overall slightly off pace, but way better than his previous attempt, so this improvement is at least gonna secure him a top 10 position currently. Not much more, unfortunately. He's gonna need to make up a bit more time than this. Oh, I think there's been a little bit of a coming together in Sector 2 and 3 there. Goldfish, by the way, big improvement in the last sector. And is now in P6, and Ginge got that 104 line correct to go in for P1, and Rakes just does the same. Goes even quicker. I think now Crew has to come out of the pits as well to go for one last attempt. He has the time for it. But should probably be coming out on track fairly soonish. Who was I going to go for? Is it called? Let's just... Okay, Comico is on an invalid lap. Yeah, Ginge. The Ginge fan club does enjoy this. I wonder what Crew is gonna do. We see a Williams coming out. That is... Yeah, it's gonna be keyboard driver, as Yepsinio's already out anyways. Crew really has to get out now, or he just doesn't get the chance. And it seems like he's gonna be staying in that pit lane. So we will instead, I think, let's give our other newcomer a bit of screen time. To be fair, he's on an invalid lap, and I think there might be better people to focus on. Ballup's coming into the pits. Goldfish probably gonna return. Both Red Bulls are gonna return. Keyboard driver though. Keyboard driver might still be up for another attempt. Crew, by the way, staying in the pits. Oh, keyboard driver has to actually race it down all the way to get to the start-finish line in time. Gets very good to be honest, I'm absolutely baffled how he can, like, keep control of his car on a damn keyboard. Like, he's driving the corner smoother than me, and I'm playing on pad. And pad is apparently still OP in this game. I don't know. But yeah, keyboard driver is probably gonna be the last one to set a lap here. As he goes past Pace. Not Pace, that wasn't Pace, that was Gimp. Was it? It was Gimp, I think. Yeah, we're gonna see where it's gonna end up. His last attempt, obviously. There's no one else out on track that is allowed to drive another full lap. Oh, that was close. I wonder how that was no corner cut. And he's absolutely... Oh, taking the max out of these corners. That was looking so good up until that last corner cut. And even though he pretty much, like, slowed down entirely on the start-finish straight, he still almost beat his best time. So that was a very, very decent lap. Probably good for something like a P4 at least, but then he binned it with that corner cut in the very last turn. Unfortunate for him. And yeah, qualifying said and done. There's only one car still on track. That is probably keyboard driver. Lapping. Or the AI at least. Driving laps around the track. Usually there is like some kind of a bug that lets us wait for the entirety of that last minute that is still on the clock to pass. So yeah, we might have a bit of time. We could use that time though to look at the Discord maybe. What crew is driving out of the pits? Okay. Weird. Weird. I mean, there's the danger that the lags will return. I'm gonna head over to the Discord to take a quick look at the standings anyways. As yeah, Crew has pretty much won the championship. Yeah, he has 31 points lead over Percy. Keyboard driver though could still reach P2. He's only 8 points behind Percy in P2. Professor Borleb is in P4 currently, but is a good bit behind. And yeah, I think the way, well, it's Williams is pretty much a safe Constructors' Championship winner at this point, and McLaren and Alpha are leveled on points on 165 and 164. So that's gonna be interesting for sure today. Apart from that, championship is... yeah, I mean the winners are decided. For Elite tier though, it's gonna get spicy later on. Constructors is not gonna be delivered today, but Constructors is not that spicy in Elite. However, the top 3 are currently sitting on a 144 points, 130 points, and 126 points. So yeah, Domi in the lead with 144 points will basically only have to finish 4th. I think 4th, right? 12 points would be enough to be guaranteed the victory. And Sims and Meshik got it all to do. Meshik can only win the championship if he wins the race. And Domi needs to get P8 or something. So yeah, that's gonna be waiting for us in the Elite tier later on. And yeah, as said before, it's gonna be absolutely spicy, as the quality of the Elite tier drivers this year is just so good. They're so leveled up on the top, and generally speaking, just doing very, very well. So, drivers are getting ready for the race start. 30 seconds up on the clock. You've seen your rest of the session, which is a yikes. I'm not entirely sure if you can rejoin, leaving at this point. That would be very unfortunate for him. So there's 16 drivers. Where's Yapsinio? Oh yeah, Yapsinio's there. It's probably gonna be an AI then. Disqualification for coming together of Crew and Percy. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be more probably. Maybe. As long as they crash into each other in qualifying and don't do that on the race, it's gonna be all good. I mean, a little bit of fun there and behind. Well, that is probably a good time. Well, yeah. Okay. Pit stop strategy is pretty much non-existent. You just go soft mediums at all times. You can basically stop from lap 8 to 15. So you can go 15 laps on the softs. Kinda hilarious, to be honest. That you can just go the entire distance with the softest compound. Or softer compound. But yeah. We're gonna see. Maybe there will be under and overcuts. Obviously there is no safety car in Challenger tier, as the racing distance is just a little bit Too short. Well, that's the saying, formation lap goals, 5 people disqualified. I think we will have to recount that. I wonder if anyone is actually, like, reaching the grid the way it's supposed to. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 16. We're getting there the normal way now. Which is quite hilarious, to be fair. But yeah. Let's just enable that real quick. Plop. And we're looking back at the start. Lights on. There's a little bit of a bug that the start will be delayed. So lights out for them, for us, but for them, they're out now and they're going away. A little bit of a jump start in the back. The two Williams very, very close together. And that's a deep dive, I think, for Keyboard Driver, who gained a couple of positions there. Oh, big contact in the back. And Crew has been in the wall and is in a very, very difficult position right now. Further up in the field, there's gonna be close battling through the hairpin. The Racing Point and the Williams are coming together, and it's Philly Clay Massa staying ahead. Gimp currently sitting in P5, an amazing start for himself, and Jinch in P1 will be quite happy about that as well. Very stacked pack still. I think we will head over to... Oh my god, that's big damage on the front wing of the Keyboard Driver. Probably gonna leave Yapsinio past now. He should leave Yapsinio past. I don't know if they have comms. Highly doubt it. But yeah, Haas is up on top, swapping positions as well, as Rakes goes into the pit lane. And others follow. Keyboard Driver coming in as well, as predicted. Pace, Butters and Crew are in it as well, and up on top. Okay, we saw a little bit of an overtaking... Oops. Maneuver by Comico, who ultimately had to drop behind again after cutting deep into that hairpin. And further in the back, Psinia, I think, just got overtaken by Yarp and Goldfish. They're absolutely making his way downtown, going down the inside line. The real hero here is the Gardener, hundreds of hours and work. To be honest, just go on the right, like, just get Bottas on something and he's mowing the grass a little bit. Not much of a deal, I think. As Clay, okay, I was about to say, goes very quick up on front apparently, as he is all the way through. To be honest, Ed, I think he might have started last, as he joined in, well, last. He did miss out on the qualifying. He's now already in P5 just due to the carnage that happened ahead of him. So that's quite hilarious, and he seems like he's gonna be going for Gimp sooner or later as well, as he is quite close to the Red Bull driver. Let's enjoy ourselves a little bit of yeah, action in the positions further down the field. Forza Balap, yeah. Crew going through easily. As I don't know what happened to Pace there. Don't know if he like is gonna love himself a bit of batters. Quite sure if I want to see that. Goldfish gonna go through around the outside of Percy, who has front wing damage as well, and is coming into the pits right now. And Ed is chasing Gimp, still getting closer on every single straight. Ultimately, he has to go past at some point. Breaking himself all the way up to Gimp's rear, getting a very, very good exit. DRS is there. Should be doable for him here. Cuts to the inside early on. And goes through. He's probably gonna close the gap before it's even there. little bit of a lock up, but he's through for P4. And considering the pace he has right now, he might be chasing after those top drivers. Let's go to Matti a little bit. In P3 just dropped out of the DRS zone. As Gimp is falling behind more and more as well. Oh, Ed already with the first time penalty. Those are quite easily to catch around here. As we see a whole bunch of time penalties dropping through right now. Let's see. Pace and Batters having themselves a little bit of... oh my god. Glasgow Storm's time, apparently. Oh, as Pace does look like he's struggling with grip, maybe as front wing damage. Not entirely sure what happened between those two. As we swap over to Professor Borleb in the Merc, who is approaching Gimp now, as Ad is pulling away ahead of him. Gimp is still in between that Merc sandwich. We will see DRS activated for Ball up here. As he's chasing after Gimp and getting closer and closer, obviously. Every single straight you gain like 2/10 of something. A decent amount of time, but Gimp apparently is back into the DRS window as well, as Ed made some kind of a mistake there. Lost out heavily towards Matti and Gimp as well. That's of course gonna be worrying for his teammate, who can't really get close that quick now. Instead it's gonna be Matti though. Matti approaching Cormico here, is now below that 1 second gap as well. Gimp is very, very close to the other... we might switch back and forth between these guys whenever they approach a straight. So yeah, so that we don't miss a thing going on with those Mercs, and neither on the upper side on this. Yeah, Gimp doesn't seem to go for a move just yet. Or is he? I mean, Gimp is generally speaking one of the more patient drivers. He's not gonna go for such aggressive and dive bomby moves as this would have been if he pulled through. Let's see what Borleb thinks about all this. It's of course immediately behind the pair still. Little trio advancing into sector number 3 soonish. Well. Certainly gonna be interesting to see how much, like, this, everything of this loses time for Ed making his debut here, of course. Maybe he's just losing time by himself as well. But, yeah, I can only assume that this is not beneficial for him, like, catching up to the guys up in front. And Cormico has actually pitted for mediums and Matti for hard, which is an interesting choice considering he's done half of the race on softs. Really thinks he has to go hards now. Medium is probably the way better tire. Oh, and this is still so close. I mean, Ed does really seem to struggle with grip currently. Gimp is just getting so close on these current corner exits. And it's looking absolutely scary for them here. Cormico on the mediums is in a little bit of a, well, several man battle here. We will have a look at that. Badders is getting lapped up on top there. Oh my god. Clay turning into Yarp and turning him into the walls. Badders with some Tokyo drifting after contact with Clay. Feeling that he might have been able to make room a little bit better there for the drivers lapping him. And Rakes goes through on Kormiko. One thing is that both of these drivers are gonna go to the end. Rakes, of course, has been pitting early for his front wing replacement. And, well, I think, yeah, Professor Borlap has already pitted now as well, as Ed will stay out that next lap to, yeah, I think hold off Gimp, I think. They might go for some kind of a undercut by Borlap on Gimp, by just, yeah, keeping Gimp out for a little bit longer and maybe slowing him down in the battle with Ed. Gonna be interesting to see. Wonder if the Red Bulls are going for the double stack now as well. Yes, they are. So we're gonna look at that from Goldfish's perspective. As they are not too far apart, I feel like Goldfish will have to wait a bit. Yeah, that was not optimal. That was definitely not optimal. That will cost Goldfish a lot of time. And we are gonna see where this is heading exactly as we go out again. And, well, this worked pretty much perfectly for Borlap, who is now 3 seconds clear of Gimp. That one lap was just a, yeah, such a big advantage for them. Ginge in the lead, still on the fresh mediums there. Yellow flag sector 3, seems to be something wrong with Badders once more. And Goldfish is now stuck behind Percy. Yeah, like comparing that to his... I think he might have just stayed one lap longer. And he probably lost less time than he did there. I think he lost like 4 to 5 seconds in that double stack. Unfortunately not working as well as in the real F1. In the game you need like 7 seconds of a difference or something. Real humans are faster than this. But yeah, Goldfish is pushing up on Percy, of course, has the tire advantage. Little battle going on in that midfield, or yeah, the rear end of the midfield maybe now. As drivers are quite stacked a little bit further up the line. Goldfish going through on the left side. We'll have the outside line in this one. Cuts it very, very deep. Probably in fear to hit Percy. Wanted to respect him as much as possible, give him enough space. And, well, what can I say, except he did certainly do that. All the track there for Percy. Percy and pace, it's I had problems with that in the Glasgow series early on, in Rocket Sundays as well, and now it's just continuing with that little mix-up in my head. Where are we heading now? Several drivers are very close together. The Haas's are looking extraordinarily good, as they are in P2 and P3 right now. But I think Ginge is likely to be pulling away on the long term. And, well. Goldfish is already back at Percy's rear as this... I don't know if that was caused by pace there. Going a bit slower. Crew is gonna close up to them soonish as well. Pace and Badders are enjoying themselves a little bit in, in that sector too. In the last 2 position, of course. Severe collision with batters, yeah. A little bit of the touching being done there. As you typically don't want to see it. But yeah, as long as they don't inflict pain or like time loss on others, I personally say I'm fine with it. Just, yeah, once that's happening, they should rather get a room. Oh, Ypsinius never returned, actually. Okay, I was wondering why he's losing out so heavily in the back. Because he's usually one of the quicker drivers, considering that we are on Challenger level currently. In Lead, he certainly has his difficulties, but he should be a bit more on pace than this one. But yeah, his AI, of course, is not gonna go too quick. Oh wow, and I think his AI just took out Clay. Seems like it was the AI. Probably he was just like too slow again. AI can be pretty slow through some turns. Pace didn't see it Clay didn't see it coming. And just ran into him. Oh, there's the tap on the rear. Percy performing a bit of Tokyo drifting around that chicane. I am pretty sure that... Wait, Goldfish has no front wing damage through this. I mean, that keeps the duel interesting, but still somewhat weird. Debris lying there, probably because of pace? Yep. A bunch of 3-second time penalties coming in again. And, well. Ooh, Percy running wide here. Goldfish seems to be pulling away a little bit. As we approach the late stages of the race, pretty much everyone is gonna go to the end, but yeah, this was probably foreseeable, as this is a typical one-stopper race. I think this might even be one of the few soft medium races on 50% as well. That was weird, but Percy cutting very, very deep into that turn. Awesome perspective here, showing me exactly what I want to see. And it is Percy out of Goldfish again. They're battling for that 1 point as if their life was depending on it. Maybe it is, we don't know. Yeah, but apart from that, everyone is pretty much respecting the social distancing, being 2 seconds ahead of everyone else around the track. And not much of an on-track battle going on here, apart from, well, Goldfish and Percy, of course. Yeah, I think Pace might be very close to disqualification if he continues to rack up penalties like that. 10-second time penalty. Well, you gotta have a bunch of penalties to get to that. Goldfish running super wide here once more. Quite difficult to find your breaking point up into that happens sometimes. Let's head over to Ball Up, who has come closer to Cormico in the recent lap. And might be in for a little bit of a battle through the last few laps too, if you want to have it exactly. Sector 3 yellow flag, that's surely gonna be Pace again. We're at the point... Oh wow, what? Goldfish went out in the last turn. Not sure what happened there. Maybe Badders was involved in this, as he was surely around there. Pretty sure he's gonna get... Okay, wait. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. We will surely enjoy us that little bit of the battle for P4 here, as that's some decent point that Borlop could pick up for Mercs. And Comico, of course, wants to keep his P4 as well. Last lap for Ginge up on top there. He's been doing absolutely amazing so far. He's now dropped under the 3 second lead there, as that is something to have an eye on as well. If Ginge has more 3-second penalties than Rakes, for example, he's gonna be ending up exactly behind him. All up here with the potentially last attempt. Trying to go for the switchback there to get the better exit than Comico. We've seen that move executed a bunch of times in one of the two. Who's the champion? The champion is Crew, whatever happens. He's just been too dominant throughout the entire season, and probably it might have been Yellowmiller if he would have stayed there. But Yellowmiller was that dominant that we moved him up to elite, and he's been capable of scoring well, decent points there in the past few races. Rakes, and now, after his penalty, in P2, and everyone has the exact same amount of penalties apparently. And the order doesn't change. Gimp gets passed at the Survivor again. And Keyboard Driver comes through P8. Crew's pretty much guaranteed to have P9. We're gonna have Clay come through in P10, probably stealing away that point to Percy. Or is he? Oh, they're gonna go over the line together. And I think it's, in the end, it's Clay coming out ahead, as Percy just had too many penalties. So we're gonna see Bettis. Are we gonna see Bettis though? This is not Bettis neither. We're gonna see Bettis as probably the last driver coming over the line. Nope. There is... Oh, well, yeah, Yapsinio AI still, but we're not waiting for Yapsinio AI. So... yeah... That is it for the Challenger tier. We will have a quick look down the scoreboard in the end. As we have, I think, a new winner, if I'm correct. Ginge might have not won a race yet. I don't know if it was Ginge or Percy who got robbed in Kota. But let me check real quick. Ginge has not won a race yet, so congratulations on that. His previous best position was 12 points, which is... What is 12 points? We have 25, 18, 15, 12. So P4. Actually his first podium then as well. Just a cleanly driven race, not even a time penalty. Not quite the quickest lap, second quickest lap here. And just... plainly well played by Ginge here, and the McLaren taken P1. The two Haas's by Rakes and Matty C taken P2 and 3, followed by Comico in the Renault. Professor Borlap in the McLaren, not McLaren, Merc, followed by Gimp in P6. Decent finish as well, coming from P12 at the Survivor from P16 down to P7. Doing quite well as well. Keyboard Driver, Crew, and Clay completing the top 10. Percy, Yap, Goldfish, Bettis, and Pace outside of the top 10. So, I will quickly, change the intermission probably. As, well, I think we'll just keep using the Rocket Sundays intermission for the stream today. Gonna put in the time It's either gonna be 19 or 1905, like whenever we're ready. We'll be back with some more Formula 1. So see you in a minute.